Ask you, how did you become involved in internet activism?
With regards to the internet side, really that only came with working with WikiLeaks, which I approached from the journalism angle. The fact that it had this revolutionary technology that Julian Assange had invented that was online, that he came from an internet and technology background, that was all very new to me. In fact, when I was studying at uni, my friends had a joke that if I came in the vicinity of a computer, it just shut off.
So how important do you feel the role of WikiLeaks has played in internet activism?
We didn't go strong enough against the persecution by the US government against WikiLeaks, and by the fact that they were like effectively using lawfare to silence a journalist. What happens now? Now you have Donald Trump as president. Now we have a very uncertain future in Europe, and the right wing is on the rise. If that was the example after a disruptive truth was released, if that was the battle that we fought, what is the expectation of those in power? Okay, we can silence Western dissidents.
Do you think the value of the internet as a tool for organizing against the powerful outweighs the dangers of it being used to spy on the public?
It is interesting how over the last 30 years, for example, the state has been demonized and has been like deprived from all resources and all power, demonized. The state is bad, the state is bad, the state is bad. And private sector is great, and it will always deliver good. In this case, with the concentrated power of these companies that are like in fact more powerful than most of the states in the world, I think that we need to look at the state and at local government as an ally to advance this space to operate, because they can regulate.
I agree with what you were saying, and there's just one point to dovetail onto that with where you were saying we need to get into the legislative process and be working to get the right legislation. I saw a very interesting thing when I was watching some of the IP bill being debated here in the UK, that actually these laws that will govern a lot of our lives are being brought in by people that have no idea what they're talking about. Absolutely none. She's done amazing plays that combine technology, theatre. Can you describe one of your plays, Angela, a little bit, so that I will do it in justice?
Yeah, okay. The last play I did was really an experiment. It was called Super Nerds, and it was I tried to make the people feel or experience in the theater directly what it means to be under surveillance. So while we showed a play that was based on interviews that I conducted with Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, Daniel Ellsberg, Thomas Drake, Jesslyn Reddick, many other whistleblowers. That was the text of the play. But at the same time, we made little games with the audience. We hacked into their cell phones. Yeah, during the play, it was very funny because who watched, let's say, pornography in the last 24 hours.
I follow also Consortium News, and they take a different approach where they actually use a lot of national security whistleblowers. And I was wondering whether you have any thoughts on the role, given that national security are clearly very interested in the work of WikiLeaks and so on, the role of national security for whistleblowers or whatever in future journalism.
The public really should be demanding source documents, because it's too easy to, as Angela said, I hate using the phrase, but everyone gets what I mean, spread fake news with just some anonymous source. So to me, with regards to where whistleblowing is going, I very much hope that it is people coming forward with source documents from the national security sector, rather than just lapping up these sorts of anonymous comments.
I just wanted to explore some of the tensions behind whether or not someone can remain genuinely anonymous, and also the tension between that and wanting source documents, and obviously that then exposes someone to potentially be traced, and how you then resolve that against the reality that it is the media that is reporting some of these stories and making it very frightening to be a whistleblower out in the open.
Journalists, and here and there and everywhere, they have a very precarious position. I mean, it's not the journalist that gets rewarded and gets elevated and gets all the money, is the one whose articles get clicked the most and gets more. And what we are here surrounded by pictures taken by journalists at the very front line of the situations, and I believe that both whistleblowing and journalism will remain a very courageous acts of selflessness, and it will never be completely safe to do it. We can improve and create the best conditions, and I think that we as a journalists will only improve when the situation of journalists improves itself. A dignified salary